looking here at these ribs, I mean, what exactly are you looking for as far as, you know, a competition rib and what fits that mold?
Sure. All right, so on the top side of the rib, what I'm looking for is something that's got plenty of meat on it. You can see some of these are what we call shiners, where the bone is showing through. Now, obviously, when we cook those,
right,
that's not going to look, you know, that's not going to be a good presentation because the bone's going to show through. So anytime you see that, you're going to automatically just set those off to the side. You're not, I mean, they're great. They're great to eat, but not so much to cook.
Right.
Super shiny.
Then, so typically what you would do after that is you would turn them over, and you want ribs that have nice straight bones. You don't want them to, like you can see these, how kind of off they are, you know, kind of run to the side. You want them to be nice and straight.
They're just not going to sit in the box, right?
That's right.
Yeah, these are going to be more up and down.
And if you can, you know, you want a smaller bone rib, and that way they'll sit in the box a lot better than a, you know, a bone that's really long like this. So, so that's kind of the first couple things I'm looking for.
Yeah, yeah. So typically you're getting how many bones in a box, and you know.
Typically, if you do what's called a double cut, which means you're going to take the meat from here, 2 bones, and then the meat from there. So it's like 3 meats but 2 bones. You're going to try to get eight of those in a box if you can.
Okay.
So 8 what we call judges cut.
Gotcha.
So 8 of those.
8 of those, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So what we'll do now is after we pick, I'm gonna cook 9 for to make 1 blind box. After we pick these 9, we're gonna trim them down. I'm gonna go in and trim them before I start cooking them. I'll probably trim a bone off of each end.
Yeah.
And then trim these up, get them nice and uniform, and then we'll get them in a bag and get them on ice tonight, and then start them about 7:30 in the morning.
All right. Will you take any of this fat off of here?
I'll take a little bit, and then like on this butt end of this rib, I'll actually take a little bit of this off because again, that's great meat, but it's not going to cook very consistent.
Right.
With you know, throughout
with this
the
side
rib.
being that little bit of meat.
That's right. They're not going to. They're not going to cook. I mean, it'd be great to eat, but it's just not going to cook consistently.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
And now these are loin back ribs, and as you can see the way they're cut, and they're cut off that top loin.
Yep.
And
so what we'll do is, Craig, we'll come through and we'll score them, as you know. We'll score them here, and that way if we do give a judge's cut, when they pull them, this whole loin, a lot of times if you don't score them, when you pull them apart, this whole loin will come with it.
Right.
So we'll score them between the bones on each one of these that we do for the competition.
And they'll just break and pull.
Break apart.
Well then, I mean, after we pretty much choose and pick these, we look at these and we do what we call knuckling.
Yep.
You know, and that's coming in here. When these things are cut off, that's actually part of the spine right here.
That's right. Yep.
That's cut off of here.
Where the rib cage connects to the spine. Yep.
Right. And go in here and we take all these out.
That's right.
Because you don't want that bone in it.
I was going to say, you don't want, one, the presentation is not as good. The other thing is you don't want to take a chance on a judge getting a piece in their mouth.
Right. I think, as a matter of fact, I think I have broken 1 tooth off of one of those before.
That's right.
It's obviously not one we cook because we remove them off.
We would have taken them off. And a lot of teams, what they'll do is they'll take these to a butcher. You know, then they could run them through a bandsaw or something like that. But typically we don't. We just kind of handle it ourselves. You can usually knock it out pretty quick.
Right.
And the problem is, take it to a butcher if you don't know him well or he doesn't know your product. Sometimes he won't cut them exactly the way you want them cut. He'll cut them too short or whatever. So that's why I like to kind of have them more and where I
and you got a good selection. You got a big selection of a lot of different things, and you can find what you want and what you're looking for. And down here is where they're actually doing the knuckling.
That's right. That's right.
And taking these bones out here that are on here.
Love the eaters.
Because that shiner, no.
Right.
Yep.
Still.
But that's what you do mostly. You just go down and you feel that bone in there, and you know that's what's got to come out of there.
That's right.
That's what's got to go.
And some are, those are in there pretty tight. Some are out, where. I mean, they're going to come out pretty easy like that one. I mean, some of them you can almost pull out with your fingers. So it just kind of depends on how the when they butcher the hog, how good a job they did.
Yeah. And now I've actually seen teams do something else that's different. Is they'll actually remove these kind of after they've cooked because what it'll do is these will cook and these will actually pop out.
That's right.
And they'll go through and they'll pull these little bones out all the way down. But the reason we don't do that for competition is because when you do that after the fact, you got a big white bone.
Exactly right.
And
you'd have to cover it up with sauce or something like that. And if you miss one, it's just not going to be a very, very good presentation.
Right. Okay, good deal.
But no, I've not heard